The disgusting Hyperion zombie lurches on, and here we are exposing this vile beast for what it is until justice is finally served. Today I'm going to once again expose the predatory nature of Corey Reben, better known as MorgueOfficial of Hyperianism, the supremacist and degenerate non-binary cult that represents in microcosm the absolute horror of wokeness. Allow me to read to you another one of MorgueOfficial's ghastly Terrors of Men articles that highlights the true nature of this beast. Then we'll break it down. It goes, I've had a number of people ask me about my influences, so I thought I would share a very important one. His name is Saturn, devourer of children. His portrait hangs above my bed. According to ancient Roman mythology, Saturn was son of God, the protector and sower of seeds, and held a sickle in his right hand. Being jealous of his father's power, Saturn lay hidden in the dark and castrated his father, then cut him into 1,000 pieces with his sickle. After destroying his father, Saturn became the bloodied ruler of the universe for untold ages. Because of this, it was prophesied that one day Saturn's own child would destroy him. The power-hungry god of the universe would have none of this. Every time his wife was pregnant, Saturn would devour his own child immediately after birth. A delicious meal, if I do say so myself. Obviously, this must have made his wife a bit displeased, and she hid her 6th child, Jupiter, from the hungry eyes of Saturn. She deceived her ravenous husband by disguising stones in an infant's cloth. Saturn devoured the counterfeit and was none the wiser. When Jupiter was grown, he secured a job as cupbearer to Saturn. One evening, Jupiter slipped poison into his father's chalice. After it was drunk and his father weakened, Jupiter castrated and carved his father into 1,000 pieces with Saturn's own sickle, fulfilling the dark prophecy. The painting that hangs above my bed is pictured above. I first saw it as a child. Saturn's unforgiving, ever-hungry eyes both deeply disturb and fascinate me. Keep a lookout, and you will see his influence in my future work. As always, my friends, please subscribe by entering your email into the subscription box on the right or at the top of this page. Until next time, morbidly yours, Morgue. Let's start with this first paragraph, which is oh so telling. Reben says, I've had a number of people ask me about my influences, so I thought I would share a very important one. His name is Saturn, devourer of children. His portrait hangs above my bed. MorgueOfficial maintains that a very important influence of his is a god that eats kids. So important that he feels the need to hang the portrait of this god above his bed. This is the definition of a damaged and dangerous psyche, folks. I'm not kidding. This is the contempt and predation the sick pig Corey Reben has for innocent children. He gets off on the thought of them being devoured. This is probably some sort of sick projection of his from having his own childhood devoured by strict, cold, and uncaring Christian fundamentalist parents. Well, who else had their childhood devoured? Michael Jackson did. And he gave off the sick pedo vibes like a motherfucker. He even looked like Morgue in the end. These creeps wanted to metaphorically eat the innocence of children since they lost their own innocence so early in life. MorgueOfficial literally proclaims that he is the second coming of Christ, the Son of God. Just go and watch his dead streams. He says this himself. Saturn was the son of God, and a jealous boy at that. He castrated his father and cut him into 1,000 pieces with his sickle. Why is the man-child Corey Reben so drawn to this? Well, he has it out for his own biological father, of course. His dad, retired Orange County cop Oliver Didio, was a masculine, hardline, fundamentalist Christian cop who abandoned Reben to his mother, leaving Reben to grow up effeminate and utterly weak. The torment this invited utterly destroyed Reben psychologically, rendering little Corey a false image of his true self. Thus, the pathological narcissist MorgueOfficial was born. Morgue writes, After destroying his father, Saturn became the bloodiest ruler of the universe for untold ages. Reuben constantly says that he is God and the bringer of New Terra, a new world that caters to the weak and meek. This effeminate creep thinks he's going to take on a world of men and make them bow down to a non-binary oinak. The delusion of this man is total. His daddy issues have fucked him up so bad that he thinks that railing against masculinity and neutering it and sublimating it into some woke androgynous future is going to somehow settle the score with his own father. Morgue's delusions are dragging him and his cultists to utter ruin. Innocent people are going to die because the FBI are too fucking useless to act on this predator. Morgue then talks of the prophesied death of Saturn by his own child's hand, that of Jupiter. Morgue quips that Saturn eating his own children to stymie the prophecy sounds like a delicious meal. Morgue, the falsest vegan on the planet, literally rejoices at the thought of devouring children. And this is obviously a metaphor for Reuben wanting to devour the innocence of a child by sexually exploiting them. Reuben literally posed as a pedophile and self-described as a murderer. We are then told that by an act of deceit by his mother, Jupiter grows up to castrate and carve his father Saturn into pieces, thus fulfilling the prophecy. We can see this as a metaphor for Morgue's suppressed and shunted off true self, still a child, lashing out and destroying the false self that plagues the world as MorgueOfficial, the Nightbringer, the terror of men. Jupiter is Morgue's inner child lashing out and eventually besting him, instigating Reuben's cataclysmic breakdown and utter mental collapse, which we can see in real time happening right now. Each dead stream this piece of shit inflicts on the world shows his total collapse into insanity and delusion. Morgue says, "The painting that hangs above my bed is pictured above. I first saw it as a child. Saturn's unforgiving, ever-hungry eyes both deeply disturb and fascinate me. Keep a lookout, and you will see his influence in my future work." Yeah, we see his influence all right, you sick cunt, in your degenerate Hyperian cult that wants to devour masculinity and normality and pave the way for a woke, supremacist, androgynous future. You say we are both one and many. You say I am you and you are me. Well, by your own logic, you disgusting fuck, a pedophile is you and you is a pedophile. Well, you haven't done much to hide that fact, and all your sick cultists go along with this like it ain't no fucking thing. All Hyperians, including MorgueOfficial, support pedophilia. It's written in the logic of their own system. That's why this degenerate cult must be destroyed, for the safety of our children and their future.